We've been talking a lot about this deck over the last week or so. We did a deck tech for it. The idea is using Birthing Ritual, Ocelot Pride, Guide of Souls in the Amalia combo shell. One, it's really nice that like Ocelot Pride and Guide of Souls are just so powerful that they're like, four ofs and the best mid-range deck in the format, Boros. But they also are very good at triggering life gain triggers for Amalia. Amalia is a deck that's just kind of interested in playing Soul Sister type effects anyways, because every time a creature enters you get to explore, but Guide of Souls is like by far the best Soul Sister ever printed. And then, we've also been playing a few different Birthing Ritual decks, and Birthing Ritual is a really powerful combo card, but one problem with playing it with like War and Soul Trader combo is that, like War and Soul Trader is a combo deck that can only combo at sorcery speed. But Amalia is something that can pop off at instant speed, which is like a really good place to be playing the Birthing Ritual. Again, this could also be Samwise combo. And in the past we've played both together. So I started I tried to play both Amalia and Sam in this deck, and the problem is I think your Chord of Callings just have a very hard time being good in that shell, because you just have so many black and white 1-drops. Because you have to play Cauldron Familiar and Viserys here. So it ended up moving away from Sam in this deck. We played both in the same deck in the past, but it's possible that this could be Sam combo instead of Amalia combo. But I think Amalia is a little bit better because it works better with the white 1-drops, is my current thinking. But Birthing Ritual lets you combo, like put stuff into play that can combo instant speed. And then we're also playing Springheart Nantuko, which is a card that really helps power out Chord of Calling, of course. Seen this card a lot at this point in the Nadu combo decks. But you also can do some pretty cool stuff if you like bestow onto an Ocelot Pride. You can make token copies of Ocelot Pride, which can get copied by Ocelot Pride's Ascend ability. And the Ascend ability is, pretty easy to turn on in this deck. Relatively speaking. We have Bowmasters in the side for matchups where we want to board out our Birds of Paradise and also against the Necro decks, which have been really popular. I have not registered Birds of Paradise in a long time, but I think it is a lot better than Delighted Halfling in this deck. We have a lot of cheap color requirements. We want to be able to double spell, and we don't have that many legends compared to some other decks that get to play Delighted Halfling instead. Soulless Jailer over Drannith Magistrate because it stops not only Living End and Storm, but also stops the Goryo's decks, which have been popping up. It's also a little bit easier to cast. Although that doesn't matter too much. Well, no lands to start the day. Here's a 1-lander. I'm going to keep this hand, though. We have an Explorer off the Cenote Scout. Put back the Return to the Ranks, maybe? Return to the Ranks could be really good in this hand. I think Return to the Ranks is going to be too good. I'm actually going to put back the Amalia. And I think this is a hand where, on the play, I'd like to be leading on Ocelot Pride, so if I miss my second land, I can try to Cenote Scout into it and still try to get an extra cat here. What are Drana and Linvala as before? Just outright out of Nadu. Yawgmoth is popular enough for me to want to play a Drana and Linvala as one of. You can also get it against Nadu, and then you turn off all their mana dorks, which is not nothing. Pure Plasma with the 9 months. Thank you. Welcome back. It's got March maybe on my Ocelot. Yeah. Okay, at least we got a little 2-for-1 there. They pitched a Profane Tutor. And of course we have Return to the Ranks to maybe get this Ocelot Pride back. Drew a land, which is pretty interesting. I think I'm actually supposed to just slam this Birthing Ritual before it can get discarded. Pure Plasma with the 9, non-cohesive with the 27. Have I tried Frog in an Asmo show yet? No, it's been something I've been wanting to do. It's like, so we played the improvised Goryo's Emrakul deck, and I really liked playing Kappa Cannoneer in the Asmo show. I thought that was very fun. And I'm glad I played the Birthing Ritual, I guess. I thought that was very fun. And obviously Frog seems really cool too, like discard Daredevil, bring back Daredevil, keep discarding it. I keep trying to build that deck though, and the deck kind of continues to feel a little too slow and a little too dirtily. if I don't know, if that makes sense. So I'm not convinced that it's a deck I want to play, but could play it. I'm hoping they take Guide of Souls, yeah, because I could like Cenote Scout's gonna give me an ETB trigger, maybe that will give me value, and then I can sack it to the Birthing Ritual. Love to find a land here. There's a Springheart Nantuko on top. Let's not put this into the graveyard, since it's you know, I can at the very least maybe upgrade it here. My other options are Amalia. Yeah, I'm just going to put the Nantuko into play, since I have this Chord of Calling in my hand. Plasma with the 9, Knockoos to the 27. Guy with the 13, thank you so much. Alright, so getting specced down. But I did miss their second land last turn, which is pretty good for us. 4 cards in their hand. Land's good, spell's good. Should I get a Wildgrowth Walker? Probably should just get Wildgrowth Walker. Cenote Scout's kind of interesting, too. Next turn, maybe I can just Chord for Cenote Scout, gain 3 life. Obviously, wouldn't be the most powerful use of my turn. Okay, no more Chord of Calling. But if they keep missing their second land, I'm okay with that, too. Down to 8 life. So if I can find... I guess it has to be Cenote Scout, because nothing else is going to explore gain life on the ETB. Oh, they have a Soul Spike. It's okay. They Soul Spike the Wildgrowth Walker. I'll take the 3-for-1. When's the next BNR? Not till August, but I have a bet going actually that they're going to emergency ban something. Guess I'm gonna go for the Ocelot Pride. Can sack the triggers where I get the cat token first. Yeah, happy 4th of July, everybody. Maybe I've got swimming plans at some point today. I'm not sure exactly what time I'm leaving. I'll let Esther know. Esther tell me, I guess. What are the odds on the emergency bet? Just 50-50 at the moment. Let's graveyard this Chord of Calling, since we're going to want a Birthing Ritual here. So stack the triggers like this. What a weird game. Guess we get a Bird of Paradise, and then we can Skyclave the Grief, and then we lose if my opponent's hand is another Soul Spike and then 2 black cards, but I guess that's a game we can just lose. They find the second land after a million years. I'm down to 3 life points. Feels somewhat safe to infer that they could have a Bowmaster, but I would want to, I think, run into that by just attacking here. Then I can Skyclave post-combat. One card in their hand. Will I try Miracle Deck in Modern? Maybe. I have built Miracle Deck. But I haven't actually played it yet. Very grindy game 1 here. So this means my opponent has an Undying effect in their hand. Which I think I could... Well, I guess I'm also going to do another Bowmaster. Sure. Get the Export trigger. Not Nadu Wild. Is it wild that I'm not playing Nadu in this deck, or what's wild? Bro, the 29 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Cenote Scout. Cenote Scout. Maybe keepable here. Let's keep it. Because if you're saying it's wild, I'm not playing Nadu in this deck. I'm not. We're not playing Nadu combo because Nadu is going to be banned in Modern. But we're also, always trying to brew anyways. There's just no shot that remains legal for much longer. So there's not a lot of point in working on decks with that card, in my opinion. I think I'll go ahead and get in with the Amalia. Well, I might need this. I might need to block. Yeah, actually, because if I want to sack the Scout, sack the Scout. Get a Wildgrowth Walker. Nadu or Shuko ban. I think they're going to ban. They should and are going to ban Nadu, but it is possible they would ban Shuko instead. I think it would be like an awful mistake, but doesn't mean they won't do it. They have a Shieldred. A ring, okay. Animation's on. There's this new Summoning Sick animation. It's impossible to turn off. I am also annoyed by it. I don't know why it's impossible to turn off, but it seems to be. So we're looking for a Cenote Scout. Happy enough to put this Ranger-Captain into play. I guess I could get the Cenote Scout. I think I'm going to grab Guide of Souls, which can also start the combo next turn. But this will let me maybe hit Cenote Scout off of the second Birthing Ritual, which I did do. So now we get to do the Amalia loop. Birds of Paradise into the graveyard. We only have one more Return to the Ranks in the deck. I guess I could be keeping track of where it went because of this whole Birthing Ritual situation. Okay, I'm gonna put that second Scout in the yard here. Yeah, we're mostly just looking for our second Return to the Ranks. Can maybe do like Guide of Souls plus Ocelot Pride on the return too. Okay, my opponent concedes, which is, honestly a little premature, but we will not complain. Okay, so in this matchup, we're going to go Bowmasters in, Birds of Paradise out. Cut Skyclave for Haywire Mite. Could maybe play second Haywire Mite. Open to that. And Ranger-Captain's a good card. I'm somewhat interested in cutting the Ranger-Captain. I think I want this Grist too. I'm somewhat interested in cutting the Ranger-Captain to lower the curve, which I guess is not super congruent with my wanting to bring in the Grist. I think I'm going to trim a Wildgrowth Walker. Yeah, the next official ban announcement is in August, but I just think I think they're going to emergency ban Nadu. I don't really feel like there's any reason to wait. It's one of the most clear bans ever, but we'll see. Isn't Harsh Mentor decent here? So you may notice that the only way I can cast Harsh Mentor is via Birds of Paradise or Courting for it, so I'm not going to be boarding it in a matchup where I've cut all of my Birds of Paradise. Flage could get hit. Flage, there's a 0% chance Flage is going to get banned. Like right now, that's kind of silly fantasy talk. Dina's cut in removal heavy matchup. I never board out the Dina. If you can set up for a spot where you get Dina and Spellskite, but like I don't want to have my combo be just super fragile to sweepers against a deck that plays a lot of sweepers. I guess I'm in the never cut Dina camp. I guess to play around Bowmasters, we'll just play the Birthing Ritual. Kind of bad if they have Necro, and I didn't play the Haywire Mite, though. They have Push anyways. No land for the Necro, potentially. Overgrown Tomb here. You need that green mana for Chord of Calling, of course. Here's a Bowmaster. I tried Fake Pod with Persist creatures. I mean, there are no playable prescript. Wait, why did they Soul Spike this now? You didn't want to draw your card first? Well, definitely take that. There are like no playable Persist creatures in Modern, so I have not tried it with Persist creatures. MTG name with the 23 months. Thank you. Welcome back. What new Assassin's Creed cards in this deck? None in this one. We did play Basim yesterday. Basim was awesome. We were 8-2 with that deck. I updated the sideboard, and potentially we could play some more of that today. Potentially we could play more of that today. Okay, looking for a Bowmaster here. There we go. And then I think I'll play around another Bowmaster instead of a discard spell by sacking a Peatland now. We're playing a lot of Canopy lands in this deck because we have a lot of life gain, but also when you go off with Amalia, you put a lot of lands into your hand, so it can be good to like put a good card on top and then draw it with your Canopy land on the same turn. Am I saying Kitchen Finks is unplayable? Unfortunately, y'all always make me say the hard stuff, you know? Kitchen Finks is not playable. So you have the Necro, but I have Bowmasters, so they can't draw that many cards very comfortably. Are one of Grist and Mentor enough to consistently find them in the stack since you can't guarantee hits off Ritual? Are you banking on Chord hitting them even if it's slower? Yeah, they're Chord of Calling tutor targets, but I also don't feel like I need to draw this card that much, so I'm only playing one of each. But yeah, they're Chord of targets. Just one Grist in these kind of grindy black matchups. Probably overthinking it a little, to be honest. So I think I'm gonna go play the Canopy so I can keep the Chord of Calling up. Just attack for 6. Put it down to 5 life points. I love the new Summoning Stick effect. I really dislike it, and I really wish I could switch it. It unfortunately seems to be. It is what it is. I don't know. All right, one more ping. Very brave opponent played Necro Bowmaster face up. Well, they don't have anything else in their hand. That's kind of also like their whole deck to some extent. So I can't Chord for Haywire Mite and activate it on the ring here. Was I reached out to one of the masters at all? Yeah, I said that I didn't want to do it this time. It's just kind of been too busy of a season for me, and I'm feeling very stretched thin at the moment. So I requested a season off of the MTGO Masters. But I'll be back. Regain life, each opponent loses life. Eggnemayer. I think we switched Prime. Appreciate you. Stage with Switch Prime. Thank you so much. Blinded 38. Appreciate you too. Because they got 4 cards in their hand, 4 life points. They're going down to 3 on their upkeep. They do draw some cards. Doesn't Dina win because the ring doesn't protect against life loss? So you may notice I have no way to gain life here. So I didn't want to get Dina because, like what am I doing with Dina? I don't have any way to gain life. Well, that's crazy top deck. Huh. So this gives me like lethal with Haywire Mite plus Dina with the One Ring ping. Guess what? I was supposed to let the trigger resolve first. They march X equals 2 on my Dina, and then realize it has 3 toughness and then concedes. Alright, well, first match of the day. A resounding success. On the play against Gigantha, let's give this one a kind of begrudging keep. Hard to mulligan, you know. Green lands 4 spells, almost ever. Kind of an interesting call. I think this seems like a fine card to keep on top. Could end up just being a matchup where we need to go fast and we get a little bit punished. Hoping that we are not playing against Storm. Kind of hope this is Boros. Imagine the Boros matchup so solid. Necro is definitely a deck I feel can have a hard time dealing 60 plus damage, so Amalia combo gaining much life can read the game. It's a pretty good assessment, I think. Yeah, we'll definitely accept the prowess matchup. At least versus Storm. So, do I play a Wildgrowth Walker or do I play a Birthing Ritual? I think I want to play a Birthing Ritual. And with the intention of being able to go Nantuko, make 2 tokens, and start turning these tokens into 1-drops. Maybe it'll be a little slow. Let's do it. Opponent with some serious thoughts on my instep here. They decide, no attacks. And they decide not to play their second land. Very confused. Take out Ruby Storm's vote for the weekend. Too many hate cards. I guess like I am a little stunned it did as poorly as it did. Like even like with every deck in the room having 4 sideboard cards, assuming that's the case, like I'm surprised it had like 33% win rate. Ruby Storm is just so good game 1. It has like what I feel to be, or felt to be like good game plans against hate cards too. But it sure did go poorly. I was surprised. I was surprised it did as poorly as it did. Chord of Calling. Let's try to keep that one on top. Yeah, I mean, basically nobody was playing DRC, so that's the entire reason they did poorly. Yeah. Apparently, some people were main decking Drana Magistrate, but I'm not necessarily surprised it had like a poor win rate, but in the 33% is like so much lower than I thought was like possible for a deck of that caliber. But yeah, I do think it'll be good for some weekends. Like you'll they will wait for hate to slow down. Raptor and the show off, very cool. Yeah, I believe the next RCQ season is modern. I haven't played an RCQ in a little while because I've been so busy with MH3. Yeah, I agree. I think they skipped their turn by mistake there, which is weird because they like paused so long on the instep. Maybe they're, classic laggy laptop. Sure. Is there any credence to the idea that WotC uses Naru's lackluster results play on Moto as a reason to not emergency ban? Like they just say the PT wasn't dating enough by itself. They might say that. I think it would. I don't think that they will, but they might. It's obviously possible. Because it's like the thing about Nadu 2 is like even if it isn't like if the meta evolves and it becomes not the best deck anymore, we have a paper RCQ season coming up, and Nadu is just unimaginably bad for paper play. It is like I think maybe worse than Second Sunrise, probably worse than Karn Clan Ironworks. At the very least on this level of just like rounds just go way too long and gameplay is awful and everything is awful. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the cards. Sack our Springheart Nantuko, get an Amalia, and then Chord of Calling, and probably lock this game up. Hardest of Core with the 1 year. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, another year of dishonest, wonky decks. Alright, so we're going to bring in our Endurance. A little bit sketch to maybe have Birds of Paradise in against the Lava Dart deck. We don't have a ton to bring in. Bowmasters not that good against them. Soulless Jailer does stop some of their Underworld Breach stuff. Stops Lava Dart flashback. We'll play 1 copy. Click the submit button. Wake with the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Appreciate you. Might to gain 2. Maybe against Burn, but against Prowess, they just deal such big chunks. Well, I'm not going to mulligan this hand. Why no Sun Cleanser? Wrath matchup seems tough. Maybe. You could play Sun Cleanser. We should have a Sun Cleanser, sorry. For some reason I keep overlooking it. Yeah, you're right. We should just have a Sun Cleanser. Wasn't gonna find the Chord. I was gonna get Cenote Scout, which explores, which triggers the Wildgrowth Walker. I feel like in Watsy's mind, August isn't that long to wait. Maybe. I mean, like RCQ. Like when does the modern RCQ season start? Yeah, Sun Cleanser can remove energy and then stop them from gaining any energy. The painful hand. Shin Kong weekend, August 7th. Okay. So, I mean, I might lose the bet if the ban, like, when is the next scheduled ban announcement? But also, like, it wouldn't be good for them to wait until right as RCQ season starts to ban Nadu, because like people are buying their RCQ decks right now, you know, like people need to know if Nadu is going to be legal for the RCQ season or not. I just don't see like a lot of point in waiting. Apparently they're on summer break. They may come back next week and ban it. They may do nothing. They may ban Shuko. We don't know. But I have a bet that I will gift 100 subs to Dingo if Nadu is not banned by the 17th, and Dingo will gift 100 subs to me if Nadu is banned. Okay, my opponent is plotting a Slickshot show off, so I guess I can try to untap with this Ocelot Pride. I'm supposed to play Amalia this turn. I think I'd rather play Wildgrowth Walker, so I could try to go second Walker Cenote Scout next turn. Opponent, we got a lot of stuff to get to today. You've spent most of the time this match tanking on my turn. Come on, let's go. Beat our announcement August 26th, start of RCQ season August 2nd. Yeah. I think it would be a big mistake for them to wait that long. But Wizards is capable of making big mistakes, for sure. I think we have to fetch Shock here, because we're going to have to fetch Shock next turn to have the next green. Could die. They got a Slickshot show off. A little less likely to die now. They find an unstable amulet, trigger the show off. Big mistakes like printing Nadu like they did. Yeah. For sure. At the very least, it is nice that Nadu is one worse on Magic Online because of the loops and less played on Magic Online because of how click intensive it is. So we kind of get to simulate this post-Nadu world, although it's not exactly the case, I guess, because we are still having to play a lot of sideboard cards for the deck, I guess. Be fair if Nadu was a 3-1. Yeah. Probably fine. Dina Bowmaster, Dina Gut Shot. Yeah, there's a, you know, to some extent, Nadu is a lot like Hogak in the sense that there are a lot of ways the card could have been templated a little bit differently to make it just kind of fine. Like it could have been if it just said trigger once a turn instead of twice a turn. Obviously, if it only triggers on itself, then or only on itself, or the whole thing triggers twice a turn, it wouldn't even be a conversation. If the lands entered tapped, it would be probably fine. It's kind of weird because like Wizard Reef lands enter tapped. If it had one less point of toughness, it would be more manageable too. It's just kind of funny how like you just tweak numbers a little bit and things become a lot better. Yeah. Even if it just said like draw a card, then you may put a land from your hand into play. If you do, would mean that like Bowmasters and Shieldreds would just be very good against the deck. Oh, I'm dumb. Sorry. I don't know why I didn't cast Amalia here. I was just for some reason very focused on getting double Wildgrowth Walker triggers. I don't know. Sorry about that. I just envisioned how sick this turn would be. Too busy rambling about Nadu. Like, as soon as I did, I'm like, wait, I just have the combo. I'm at 13. So probably... And they didn't do that much damage last turn, but we'll see. They wanted Nadu to be good, though. Yeah, yeah. So one thing... this is one theory I have about the development of Nadu. A theory I have is that this card, Springheart Nantuko, looked different, potentially, while they were developing Nadu. Because the way it is at the moment, if this card doesn't exist, the card quality you have to play in your Nadu deck in order for you to for you to be able to like deterministically combo consistently is very low. If you remember like that first MH3 week, a lot of Nadu decks are playing like 4 Colony Garden, 4 Dryad Arbor, 4 Midnight, and some people also playing Ornithopter. It's like the decks were really shitty, and this is like a big part of the reason why I thought the deck wasn't going to do that much, was because the card quality was really low. But as it turns out, just having 4 Springheart Nantuko means that your Chord of Callings are crazy. You have like this really powerful, fair plan B, and you can also deterministically combo just by having 4 of this card, and you get to keep the rest of your card quality a lot higher. And so, I do wonder, like, was Springheart Nantuko just not made when they like developed Nadu? I think that could be the case. Got 1 card in their hand. You can play Scoot Swarm. Yeah, and Scoot Swarm is much worse than Springheart Nantuko. It's like the bestow on this card is crazy. The bestow on this means it just like is almost immune to removal spells. So I think we're gonna start off 2-0 here. 2-0-4-0. And it's not that Nadu was like this surprise deck that just like somebody homebrewed it and like took down the tournament. Oh, how did that happen? It's not like it was a surprise, or it should not have been a surprise. Sandman, 6 years of watching. I stay entertained, informed all your content, insights, gameplay decks. You've been an awesome part of the community, but I've lost interest a long time ago. Thank you, Sandman. I'm glad you like the stream still. Hope you're having some fun out there, huh? But I was saying, like, so like it very known quantity, this deck. It's Graveyard Birds of Paradise. And anybody that was playing at this Pro Tour either felt like they were either playing Nadu or they felt like they could beat Nadu consistently. And some of those players were wrong. Flooded Strand Gigantha. Could this be Boros? It's kind of weird if it is Boros. I'm going to play this Birthing Ritual. Could be Domain Zoo. Maybe just Boros. You got your own cat, huh? Dina's kind of a rough draw. I guess I'm gonna sack the Dina. Was it Nadu like the most played deck at the PT? Yeah, and that's what I was trying to say, is that this should not have come as a surprise to anyone that it was the most played deck. Like I think it was very predictably going to be the most played deck. I think I thought it was going to be the most played deck, but I didn't think it was going to be 26%. Um, but yeah, I don't know exactly what point we're trying to make there. Well, this is rough. Good chance I'm just not sacking Amalia here. Oh, a third bolt. Put Frog in your old carrying feed at least with Cauldron. Why don't you take a look at list? Oh. The thing is, like, I've thought about these lists a little bit, but I mostly am of the impression that I would just rather play I would rather play Satoro and play Grief Scam and just be more of like a ETB effect deck than an activated abilities deck. That makes sense. But I have definitely thought about these kinds of lists. I do think they look pretty cool. Cauldron plus Ballista plus Frog is neat, but it just doesn't really feel like exactly where you want to be. Okay, so down to game against Boros. Happy to have my Birds of Paradise in this matchup, I think. So I want an endurance for... I don't know if I want endurance for Flage. I have Spellskite. I could just ignore it. I don't know. I want the first Bowmaster, I think. Could play more. Don't think I want Ranger-Captain that bad. Yeah, I love Cauldron too. Is Jailers over Drannith just for Gorios? Yes. So like one thing is I can't really figure out. So the big difference I guess between Drannith Magistrate and Soulless Jailer is that Drannith Magistrate can stop Flage from being escaped. That seems to be the big difference. And then Soulless Jailer just shits on the Gorios deck, which is pretty popular at the moment. But I don't really feel like I'm that worried about Flage escaping. I have Spellskite again. I can go over the top with like Guide of Souls, Ocelot Pride sometimes, or Nantuko, Ocelot Pride, and also my combo is kind of good against it. But yeah, I feel somewhat confidently that Jailer is better than Magistrate in this deck. Draenus top Swish too, but Storm's not everywhere. That's true, yeah. Yeah, Storm is less popular. We also have like the main deck Ranger-Captain. But yeah, but like stopping Gorios seems really, really critical to me at the moment. Okay, beautiful hand. That's why there's a red card in the sideboard of an Abzan deck. Well, it used to be Magus of the Moon, now it's Harsh Mentor. The more things change, the more they stay the same. I'll play Amalia here. A lot of top decks to just win the game. Can Illness in the rank be a decent sideboard option against Nadu? And also Pride of Johnny as well. I'm not sure it's very good against a Johnny, because they get to just play and flip it immediately, but then I guess their cats don't do anything. But if they have a red permanent, it's not so good for you. But maybe. I don't hate the idea, at least. So we could go Cenote Scout, Wildgrowth Walker. I think I'm going to go Cenote Scout, Birthing Ritual instead. Definitely going to keep that Return to the Ranks on top. Nice. So next turn, I can either go Wildgrowth Walker, return one creature, or just return two creatures. Oh. Shucks. Alright, triple removal spell in the Blood Moon's pretty good, huh? Into Fable. Well, we have to draw Basic Forest. I could have played around Blood Moon a bit better, though. This one is kind of on me, huh? Alright, I will concede, though. I can skip a Flage. They're Giganta, not Obosh. Yeah, you just kind of lose those, brother. Alright, let's give this one a keep on the draw a little bit. speculative, I guess. Gak Stomp Nadu, although neither had updated sideboards. Yeah, this happens sometimes where people will play old lists and not update anything, and it's like, I don't know. It usually just doesn't feel like very good data to me. So I'm gonna need another. I can combo turn 3 if I don't draw another green source by playing Wildgrowth Walker this turn and then Amalia Scout on turn 3. But I would prefer to play Amalia this turn so that I can attack for lethal against the Through the Breach deck. It may not matter because I may just get Through the Breached. But let's play the Wildgrowth Walker so that we can guarantee that we can do the thing next turn. Any thoughts on updates on Mono Green Eldrazi? I don't know. Well, the last time we played the deck, we got second place. I would like to maybe figure out if there's a plan that's like really consistent against Mono Black Necro. That's what we lost to in the finals. I don't know exactly. I don't even like really know how bad that matchup is, anyways. Though. But yeah, I would want to maybe look at seeing if that matchup needs improvement or can be improved. Guide of Souls into the yard. I'm not sure if I'm misremembering things, but this does feel like notably easier to click through than it did before. I don't know if I may be just misremembering, but okay, keep Return to the Ranks on top. Am I just like hallucinating? Like what is different about this? It's so quick now. Yeah, it is, but why is it quicker? Yeah, maybe it's just not a lag thing. Okay, so I want to keep a fetch land. So this way we can go next turn's Nantuko, fetch land, return to the ranks X equals 3. Win the game with Dina. We may get an Eldrazi thrown out this year though. W with the 9, hope you're doing well. Appreciate you. The Amalia auto yield feels different too. Well, it's kind of tough because they have the 1 ring. Yeah, I think if they didn't have like a ring on 4 counters, we could keep going, but just we're not gonna be able to beat all the cards. Okay, so we're gonna bring in Collector Ouphe. Because I don't have a great plan against the Through the Breach stuff. Besides, I guess maybe combo with Amalia at instant speed, which is the easiest thing to do. Keep Skyclave in for lock pieces. Try something like this. Could Emrakul also be an answer to Amalia and Pioneer? There's only one Emrakul legal in Pioneer, and it is the Promised End. Yeah, they played a turn 2 ring that game. Have I ever shown updated build of Dredge or Vengevine decks? Yeah, I mean, nothing is ever off the table. I mostly don't think that I have like a very exciting new Vengevine deck is the thing. Like there hasn't been like I know a lot of other people maybe have been excited about some of the new stuff, but to me it just hasn't been as hyper interesting. I don't know. A very painful dismember. It costs him 7 life. The Stone Brain, huh? So if I find a land off Cenote Scout, I can chord for another Ocelot Pride. I think that matters more than like the 3 life from the Wildgrowth Walker and the counter on the Wildgrowth Walker. There's a Birds of Paradise, so let's go ahead and say no to this. cast Wildgrowth Walker, make them Stonebrain my Amalias next turn. But then I can maybe, I wonder if I can chord for 2 more Ocelot Prides and just really pop off. Well, my opponent has decided to Kozilek's Command my Ocelot Pride instead of doing anything else. So if can I go chord for Amalia? I can't quite chord for Amalia and chord for Cenote Scout number 2. So let's just pass with chord up. If they activate the Stonebrain, I can just chord in response. If they cast the ring, I'll probably chord for Ouphe, but they did not cast the ring. Probably should have kept the bird in the hand. With my second Chord of Calling in hand? Why? Probably should have kept the bird in hand. I don't know why. There's like a very good chance I needed to double spell next turn. You can chord for Guide and go off. I could just chord for Cenote Scout. They name Chord of Calling. That's funny. So likely go to game 3 here. Yeah, well, if they're going to be on Stonebrain against me, I think I just definitely want all 4 Ocelot Prides. Well, let's not click the mulligan button on this. Another turn 1 Labyrinth. Labyrinth has been so crazy. They have Chalice? Oh, we're cooked. Could be very hard to beat that card. I mean, we could maybe chord for a Haywire Mite, I guess, but okay. So I would rather than kill the Amalia because I want the Springheart Nantuko to be able to give me a lot of creatures so I can chord. Okay, we're kind of getting there. Didn't have a ring last turn. Okay, well, not putting that away. Down to 13. Life totals are fake anyways. How often would I ever want to chord for 1 here? It's kind of obvious I have the chord, but let's get in. Am I running Amalia? Yes, you may notice there's Amalia here. You may notice we have Amalia in the stream title. Emrakul into the hand is bad news for me. Wait. Let's pivot over to the Mono White Legends deck. Amalia seems fun. This deck seems funner. Oh wait, not this one.